Ooh. Hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon. How y'all doing? I figured I would schedule this because I always just go live randomly. So I figured at least if I schedule it, y'all know when I'm on, y'all know when to show up. I want to get through some questions, anything that you want to ask. I don't answer health questions. I don't answer legal questions. I don't answer medical questions, all right? Just because that's not my field, that's not my background. I have no knowledge in those areas. So I don't like to touch on things that I don't really know too much about. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it. We got 4 of y'all in here, 2 thumbs up. I hope some more of y'all join. Allie, I don't know if you're still in here. If you're still in here, let me know because your question is the first one posted, so I'll get to you. We also got AOPL69. Thank you. Last couple of years. Yes, it's been a rough couple of years. Hey, Dean. Made it early this time. My question, let's see. If my brother in Cornwall is going to be okay. Okay, so I'll go ahead and get to you first, AOPL. Allie, if you're still in here, let me know. Just drop an emoji, a comment, something, so that way I can double back to your question. But let's get started since I got y'all in here. We got 17 in the live, 3 likes. Can we get those likes up? We got 19 now. So the 19 of y'all that are here, if you do have a question, keep it easy, keep it straightforward. If you want something more in-depth, more detailed, I did post or pin the link to my booking page so that way you can book a personal reading that's much longer, more in-depth. But we're just getting straight through these, and I want to get to y'all as much as I can. Also, too, it feels like a way to really interact and engage with y'all since I've been on and off this platform for most of this year. So I would love to kind of know what you guys are going through, what's happening in your life. And that also gives me better insight to know what kind of readings for the channel to more so focus on if I'm seeing more questions about love or finances, career, spiritual guidance. So definitely be a participant, be interactive if you like. And let's get into it. So APOL is asking, will their brother in Cornwall be okay? So for AOPL, can you let me know, will their brother in Cornwall be okay? Are they going to be okay? We got the 8 of Swords in the reverse. Confinement. I don't know your brother's circumstances in Cornwall, 5 of Pentacles and 6 of Swords. I don't know what your brother's circumstances is in that situation, but the first word that came to mind was confinement. So if there is any type of restrictions imposed on your brother right now, whether it's financial, whether it's logistics, whether, if I'm going to go to the deep end and, being in jail, being locked up, something that has kept this person bound, or it could have kept them mentally bound. Maybe they didn't have the resources and don't know how to get out of their situation, or they don't have the opportunities and they don't know how to maneuver it. They will get out of it, but when they come out of it, it's like they're coming out with lack. So if I give the example just one more time of being in jail, it's like once this person is released, they don't have any finances, any living situation, any, credit or whatever it may be to be able to stand on their own. So they may have to rely on others once they are able to get out of whatever scenario that they're in. While they're there, are they going to be okay? I think there is a struggle mentally, emotionally for your brother. They're not having a great time. They're not doing too well emotionally. But I think this person's perseverance to make it out on the other side is what's keeping them going and keeping hope alive. So I do believe your brother will be okay while they're in Cornwall. I think once they remove themselves from that scenario in Cornwall, that they'll be in a much calmer, more peaceful place. They'll have mental peace, mental rest, but I do think they are going to struggle with being stable again or being able to find stability. So I hope that makes sense. Hey, Blended Tribe, thank you so much for the donation. It means a lot. I appreciate it. All right, if y'all just getting in, we got 22 of y'all here, 10 likes. Definitely drop a like, please. But I'm answering your questions. If you have a question, drop one in the chat. I'm just going to try to keep these brief so I can run through as many. If we don't have a lot of people show up, then I'll come back and do, another question for you if you have it, or keep going. I want to be on here for about, a little over an hour. So we got plenty of time. So let's hop to the next question. So we have Nikki Greenwood. I like that name. If that's your actual name, Nikki Greenwood. I like that. That's really cute. Your question is, will you be meeting your niece and nephew soon? So let's take a look. Let's see. So for Nikki Greenwood, will she be meeting her niece and nephew soon? For Nikki Greenwood, will she be meeting her niece and nephew soon? Please be honest with me, Spirit. We got the Queen of Wands. So if you are a Leo, of course, this would be your energy. 8 of Cups in the reverse. 3 of Cups. 7 of Swords and the 7 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So I will tell you yes, but there's complications around trying to meet your niece and nephew. So I'm not sure if their parents is making it hard for you. It's like you almost, to be able to meet them soon, it's like having to use some kind of tactic to get around a barrier or a border that maybe their parents are putting up, or even if it's logistically, right, distance, having to figure out some way to be able to see them, to be able to meet them, to be able to visit them. Why is this 8 of Cups here? 8 of Wands. Yeah, you'll be meeting them very soon. I want to see if I can get kind of like a timing on this for you, because this feels pretty quick, but there's strategy that's involved that you're going to have to use to be able to see them. So I don't know what that hiccup is. Again, this is just kind of a brief, short, quick get through reading. Can you tell me timing? I'm going to use a different deck here for you, Nikki. Can you tell me timing for Nikki? Ace of Wands and the 3. This is quick. I would say no later than the first quarter, if I can speak. I would say no later than the first quarter of the year. Queen of Swords in the reverse. Maybe trying to get in contact or get a hold of the parents or whoever's responsible for your niece and nephews. Maybe somebody's not talking to you, a disagreement. Maybe there's been an issue or problem because, again, there's some type of barrier or border. But it's like figuring out a way, knowing an angle on how to get in to be able to see them that will either convince, persuade, or be able to logistically align everything so that way it makes sense for everybody for you to go and see them. But it almost is like you're having to take kind of a sneaky approach to do it. But I say no later than the first quarter. So that would be January, February, March. That's the first quarter of the year. You'll be seeing them very soon. All right, so let's see. Let's keep going. What else? We got Blended Tribe. Should you stay in your current relationship? Let's check it out. We got 30 of y'all in here, 17 likes. If y'all don't mind getting those likes up, it's greatly appreciated. I know you guys are active and live in the chat, but because I'm reading the questions, I'm not really seeing what you guys are saying in real time. So I apologize if you guys are commenting anything. So let's see here for Blended Tribe. Should Blended Tribe stay in their current relationship? Should Blended Tribe stay in their current relationship? We got the Magician coming out for you. Should Blended Tribe stay in their current relationship? Ace of Cups. Can I get one more? Oh, we got 2 more. We got the Hierophant and the 5 of Wands. 3 of Cups in the reverse right now. You're like at this crossroads. 2 of Wands and the 3 of Cups in the reverse on the bottom of the deck. You're at this crossroads. Maybe this is kind of like a mute point, not mute point, a moot point in your relationship, or things aren't the way that they used to be. I don't want to say you two aren't necessarily on good terms, but this 5 of Wands here, I think you guys are dealing with probably more conflict, or maybe some issues at this time that you would rather not be dealing with, whether it's on your side, his side, or mutually. or on their side. I don't know if you're with a man or a woman, so I don't want to assume. I would say to you this too shall pass. Whatever season and stage you two are in, this too shall pass. And I'm even getting the message of be mindful of single friends. So I don't know if you have friends that are single or if you're watching videos, you know how they got like the podcast people and the TikToks talking about relationship advice and relationship guidance. And if a man or a woman wants you, they do this or they, etc. I would say be mindful of that just because outside energies can interfere or create more conflict, put maybe certain thoughts in your mind or head in regards to your relationship when this should be an internal resolution versus finding opinions or solutions outside of the connection. Because I can see that intervening. Like they say, single friends tend to keep other single people single. Not saying all, but it tends to happen. So this is a connection that could actually revive itself. You two could have a new start, absolutely. But this would be a relationship that you would have to fight for, but you can't fight by yourself. So if this is a person who's also willing to fight for you as well as you fight for them, you two absolutely can have a brand new start, heal what needs to be healed, and continue on with your relationship. But if you find yourself being the only person here fighting for a relationship and they're not fighting beside you, they're fighting against you, then this is saying, hey, you know what? Maybe you do need to go seek out a new connection. Maybe you do need to go ahead and find somebody who is equally yoked to you in all ways. And with that magician, you have the capability to do so. So I guess this is kind of, I can't tell you yes or no based on this energy because it's contingent on if your partner is actively fighting for this relationship with you. If they're not and you find yourself being the only one trying to make it work or holding on or trying to figure out solutions, then this is telling you, yeah, you may want to look elsewhere. So I hope that connects. So let's see here. Who else we got? Hey, Mookie, hope I'm saying your name right. Hey, y'all, I made a live. Hey, nice to have you here. All right, so we're gonna get to Chrissy. Chrissy, how you doing, Chrissy? Chrissy, what is up with you on this Wednesday afternoon? So Chrissy is wanting to know what is coming next towards her in love, right? She is single. She wants to know what is coming in for her next. So let's see who is coming in next for Chrissy, right? Actually, you know what, Chrissy, I'm gonna do a little something different for you. Okay, I'm gonna do a little something different. I'm actually gonna switch decks. So I want to use my archetype deck because I want to see the kind of person. I want to see the kind of person that's coming towards you. All right. So for Chrissy, what is coming towards her next? We got the travel blogger, always on the move and full of surprises. And let's get one more. Who is coming towards Chrissy next? We got the yoga instructor, flexible and zen. Ooh. So this feels like somebody who's an entrepreneur. They don't have to necessarily be a travel blogger, but this is somebody that is well-cultured. That's what I get, well-cultured, well-experienced. Somebody who loves traveling or maybe has traveled a lot in their life, maybe lived in different locations. It's a foreign energy. So this may be somebody who is different from your race, your culture, your creed. Maybe you two have two different economic backgrounds, social backgrounds. Somebody who is very spiritual, somebody who is very introspective. They're very fit and they're active. And it feels like they are a lover of life. So they partake in all different types of things. They want to try new things, go new places. This is not somebody who's going to be boring. This is not somebody who's going to want to go to work and then come home and then watch ESPN. This is somebody who they want to get out in the real world. And I think that's a part of their own spiritual journey. The more that they're connected to the world and the world around them, the more that they're connected to themselves. So I like their energy so far. I get somebody who, like, this may be an interracial connection you end up with, dealing with. Different. Again, I just get different backgrounds for you too. Let's see, just a couple more. The Chariot in the reverse, the Hermit, and the Queen of Cups. 4 Wands in the reverse. So this is somebody who definitely is single. Could have been married previously, but they would be divorced. So again, this is not somebody that's coming with some string along baggage. Um, how do I put this for you, Chrissy? This isn't the type of person who likes to come out the gate saying, okay, this is what I want, this is what I'm looking for, I want my wife or I want my partner, etc. They want to fall in love with you through experience versus almost having like a meeting of what do you want, what do I want, what are our intentions. It's like they want that to unfold organically, they want that to unfold naturally. This is a very spiritual person. They don't like to be rushed, they like to have a pace that grows organically. And with this person, they're going to view you as somebody that is generous, kind-hearted, loving, warm, and sweet, somebody that they're going to want to experience life moments with, just because you add that extra element of femininity or that touch of insight that I think for them helps change and grow their perspective. This is somebody that loves to learn, and this is somebody who is going to be able to learn a lot from you. And they're going to want to be able to, I just heard, travel the world. So you two may end up traveling a lot together. It's not giving me that this is the end all be all for what's next. I'm going to be honest, not to say it couldn't happen, but I do think this is more so somebody who wants to fall in love with you through experiencing life with you versus, okay, we're going out on these dates and we're having to talk about what you want, they want to find those things out through life, if that makes sense. So it almost is a person who reminds me of like go with the flow, but they're not going with the flow with no intentions of an end goal. They're going with the flow to fall in love and find that right partner, but they don't want it to feel stiff, you know? I hope that makes sense. I feel like I spent extra time on yours, Chrissy, but I wanted to make sure I fleshed out the message in full. All right, so let's see. Oh my God. Whoa, my chat just updated. So let's see. Where am I at? All right, we got Cass Mama. You're changing directions in career while also choosing between two suitors in love. You need guidance. Okay. Well, I would ask you this. So I need you to comment again if you're still here. Because to answer this question, I would actually need a question because you got a dilemma here, right? You are transitioning careers and you also got two suitors in love. Well, what are you wanting to do about these two things? Are you wanting to know out of the two who to pick? Or are you asking, which one is more serious with you? Or even with changing directions in careers, do you have a direction that you're wanting to go? Are you wanting to know if this is the right direction or if it's not? So because the question is very open-ended and it's not really a question, I don't know how to approach it, especially when I'm just trying to keep these really quick. So if you can provide a little bit more clarity to that, I'll be happy to answer it. Moki, Mokie, you're asking, is your current place of work a good place for you? Well, let's find out. For Moki. Is Moki's current place of work a good place for her? Let's just pull a couple of cards here. And we literally got a couple. We got the Hangman and the Queen of Wands, Three of Pentacles. Do you want me to be, I always like to ask it this way, do you want me to be honest or do you want me to be politically correct? Because if I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to say no. I'll say that your current place of work, if it hasn't started to feel like stagnant, it will. And because you're coming up as this Queen of Wands, you have creativity, you have insight, you're a visionary. Uh, you can take the lead, you can get up and go and do. And with this job that you're currently in, yeah, you can get along, you can do the job, you can do the task. But I almost feel like you're stifling your potential. I think you can have much more. I think you can be in a greater or better career, a better position, a better job, even if it's doing something entrepreneurial, if that's something that comes to mind. But you won't grow in the way that you have the capacity to where you're currently working. So I think if it's just a job in the meantime, a career path in the meantime, that's paying the bills, making sure you're taken care of, putting a roof over your head, food in your stomach, gas in your car, and taking care of your daily necessities, keep at it. Because again, you can get along, you can do the job in and out. I always look at this when we talk about work as I'm here, I do my work, I get my paycheck, and I go home. But if you're wanting something that is more meaningful, more purposeful, you won't find that in your current job. If you're wanting growth, if you're wanting greater success, more money, more recognition, more appreciation, you won't find that in this job. The longer you stay in here, the longer you stifle your potential. So, depending on what you want to do with your career, take that as you will. But I would say you're destined for much greater than where you're currently working. Let's see here. So for the Honorable Hoochie, should I have worked it out with SK? Hey, we got 40 y'all in here. It's such a pleasure to have y'all here. If you're just joining into the live, definitely drop a question. I'm going down in order. Drop a question. One only. No health, no medical, nothing like that. No legal. But drop a question and I'll be happy to answer it for you. Okay, so the Honorable Hoochie. Should they have worked it out with SK? High Priestess, Eight of Cups in the reverse, Page of Wands in the reverse, and the King of Pentacles. Tell me about this King of Pentacles. Eight of Wands. Tell me about this Page of Wands in the reverse. No, I would say stick with. Oh, this might be a little tough one to answer here for you. I would say stick with your intuition. If your gut told you to leave for a reason, or if you felt like that was the right choice to make at that time, don't second guess that decision. Don't second guess yourself. And the reason why I say that is, even if you were to go back to SK and try to work it out, things will start up fast, but then you'll remember why you had to walk away. Whether this person starts showing up in those characteristics, those traits and attributes that made you walk away, or once you come back, you realize that the missing and the longing, or the part of separation, maybe inflated our feelings and what we wanted with this person. Now we're back to dealing with them, and it's like, yeah, I left for a reason. I shouldn't have came back. So I think just this period, you know how people start to develop limerence over a person? This period could be creating some type of, emotional feeling or emotional regret, or, wanting to look back at what happened, wanting to go back. But the reality, once you would actually start dealing with this person again, you're going to be like, I should have left you alone. Or now I remember why I left you alone. So I would say don't regret. I don't regret it. As far as should you have gone back and worked it out? No, I think you listened to your intuition correctly, especially with that High Priestess there. So let's see. Vanilla Skin Diva, how are you doing? Can I know is the people that done wrong towards me going to jail soon, and when? All right, this is kind of falling under that legal question, Vanilla Skin Diva. This is kind of falling under that question. I mean, under that category. That's a little gray here for me. But I will do this. I will ask. The people that did Vanilla Skin Diva wrong, that did wrong towards her, will they receive the consequences of doing her wrong, right? So we'll phrase it that way. Spirit guides, angels, ancestors, God, can you tell me, the Vanilla Skin Diva, the people that have wronged her, are they going to receive the repercussion? Are they going to receive the consequences of doing Vanilla Skin Diva wrong? Three of Wands. Five of Wands. The Lovers. Why is this Lovers here? 10 of Wands in the reverse. Realistically, no. At least not in the way that you think so, but no, I don't see them receiving the repercussions, like you mentioned, jail. I don't see anything to that extent happening for them. This is almost like a get out of jail free card. So they may end up, I don't know if it's, I don't know their karma and what their karmic journey is here in this lifetime of their incarnation, but it's like the trouble that they would get in, somebody either bails them out of that trouble, or they receive a saving grace, or something comes in to prevent them from getting into trouble to the extent that you would like for them to get into trouble. So I can see them having some issues, some problems, some conflict behind maybe what they've done to you, but to that severity, no, I think they end up getting a saving grace somehow, um, that bails them out. So if you're waiting for that level of consequence, you probably will be waiting for a long time with that Three of Wands. But their, I guess if you will, karmic repayment may not look like how you would want it to look, but how it's meant to play out for them is going to play out that way. Okay. So let's see. We got Dean here. If you're still in the building, Dean, you want to know, will you move back home to Indiana, be prosperous financially? Will you find your soulmate finally? Okay. So I'm going to answer one because I want to go one question at a time and then try to get through. And if we got some more time, then I can answer the second one. So I'm just going to answer your first question here since it was listed first. So can you tell me for Dean, will Dean move back home to Indiana and be prosperous financially? Can you tell me for Dean, will Dean move back home to Indiana and be prosperous financially? All right, we got the Four of Cups coming out here for you. Three of Cups. I got the Four of Cups and Three of Cups, which is reminding me of the Seven of Cups. And I think about illusions or fantasies or escapism. I would be mindful of when you move back home, not getting comfortable. Because that's what this reminds me of. You move back home, you know the area, you know your friends, your family, your people. So there's this level of comfortability you can easily fall back into, especially when we're wanting to be financially prosperous and we got to grind for that. It's not laziness. I don't get laziness. That's not what I want to say. But the motivation may start to deplete a little bit here because of the comfortability. So instead of putting a certain amount of money up to the side to save, you may find yourself spending that going out with friends, or, going to your favorite pub from back in the day. It's like I see you end up potentially spending your money on um, recreational activities or doing things that make you feel good. But this is also aiding to that comfortable feeling of being there. And again, it can deter you from your financial goals a little bit here. Tell me more. Tell me more for Dean. Devil in the reverse. I love that. So if you do have any toxic people back home, I don't see you dealing with those people, toxic family members, people who aren't aligned with you, aren't on the same mental wavelength, they aren't on the same page, they aren't trying to go in the same direction as you. I don't see you keeping those ties. Those ties are going to be broken if they're not broken already. And the Nine of Swords in the reverse. With this spread, it's not saying if you will or won't, it's more so just kind of forewarning you as a heads up. Like, if you want to be financially prosperous, that's on you. Anytime a spread does not give me a direct yes or no, then that lets me know it's in the hands of the person asking the question. If you want that, then it's solely based on you. It's not something that's preordained to happen for you. But if you do want that to happen for you, again, just make sure you don't get comfortable. I just get that. Make sure you don't get comfortable, and make sure you're mindful of how you're spending your money. Yes, you can go out and enjoy, have fun, live your life. But just make sure that you're not spending it on leisure things and you're actually putting it towards your goals. And as long as you stay on that page, you can make your financial goals happen when you move back to Indiana. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. I can't seem to keep community, and it's always temporarily. Oh shoot, Nombuelo. I don't know if I'm saying your name correctly. I apologize if I'm not. Nombuelo Maceo. You can't seem to keep community. It's always temporary connections. Are you meant to be isolated? Can you answer this for me, Spirit? For Nombuelo Maceo. Hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. If I'm not, please, please, please forgive me. I'm not the best with names. We have the Knight of Wands. Queen of Cups. Magician. No, you're not meant to be alone. No, you're not meant to be alone. But this reminds me of a person who's, and I'm not diagnosing you. I promise you I'm not. It just reminds me of a person who's on the spectrum. Um, Somebody who may be like a HSP, like a highly sensitive person, doesn't mean you're emotionally sensitive, but you may be hypersensitive to frequencies and energies and the vibrations around you. You may be hypersensitive to people's motives and their intentions. It's like you can sense and feel the undercurrents of things in a way that most people can't. So this may make you reactive in ways that at times maybe turn people off. And I don't mean reacting in ways of aggression, but maybe impulse or things that you say or things that you do. Maybe you show up hot and then you pull back cold one day and need to go in your bubble and recharge, and it kind of throws people off. But it's because it's linked to a hypersensitivity that you have. um, I like this because it's talking about if you're not finding your tribe out there, this is being able to create your tribe. So being able to understand your needs and what you need out of your connections, community, your friendships, even your relationships. And once you have that understanding deeply of yourself, finding those communities that have other people who are similar to you in those ways. If I'm being realistic, the regular average person, it may be hard for you to bond with them, whether they aren't able to absorb your energy and hold on to it, or you may not be able, or they may not be able to absorb your energy and hold on to it, which tends to create these disconnects. You got to find the people who are as sensitive as you, that is understanding, that is patient. That's why I kind of go back to how I said on the spectrum a little bit here, because those people don't really engage or bond with society as a whole like normal or regular people do. Um, Again, I'm not diagnosing you, but this feels like because you have a certain dynamic personality, your personality is very dynamic. It's going to be more of a struggle to find that community for you, but you can. Honestly, you really can. So I would say don't give up. Don't feel like your life is meant to be isolated and you're meant to be abandoned. You're not. It's just society as a whole, it's not going to be as easy for you as other people. So I hope that makes sense. Again, I ain't trying to diagnose you. Please forgive me if it came off that way. Um, let's see here. Hey, Rocky Road TV. Hey, sister. Hey. All right, we got Lavender Magic in the building. Hello, dear. I'm stuck in endless hermit mode and isolated from everyone. Please provide me guidance why this is happening and when it will end. Okay, so let's see. Because this can go really deep. So I'm just going to see what's going on with this. Can you tell me for Lavender Magic, why is she currently in hermit mode and isolated from everybody? We got comedian Sherry in the building. Hey, if you're still here, how you doing? I hope you're well. I told you in yesterday's live, my goal for this month in December is to go live virtually every day. So, or at least put up a video. You know, y'all gonna see me 7 days a week, okay? I ain't leave my job for nothing. So we got the Temperance, 10 of Cups in the reverse. Nine of Pentacles in it. Oh, Lavender Magic, because you need you right now. You truly need you right now. This is not permanent. I don't know how long you've been in this hermit or isolated energy. It's not permanent. This is you needing you. I love to break this down, but I always look at the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. The people talk about it being codependent and depending on other people, but in an abstract way, I look at it as you needing to depend on you because there's some kind of lack within. You may not be able to depend on others. You may not be able to depend on circumstances or rely on um, situations, whatever it may be. There is this need to, I have to have me. I have to be there for me. I'm in a state of lack, or I'm lacking something, whether it is connection, whether it is resources, whether it is money, whether it is some form of stability, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, or spiritually. And right now, that temperance is really talking about needing to take the time and patience to heal oneself. And I know we get tired of hearing that, especially when we've been in an endless loop. But there are some things here during this time period that it may not seem like it in the moment, but subconsciously, this period is forcing you to reflect emotionally on where you're at and the things that have been happening to you while you've been in hermit mode. You're meant to be activated, and you're being activated almost to the point of being triggered, which is probably why we're asking this question, because now it's like, what is happening, universe? Why am I in this hermit mode? But you're being called upon in this hermit mode to reflect on the lack there is that we have within ourselves, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, or maybe it's externally, to get that resolved, to deal with that. And sometimes spirit will have us in that purgatory for years. Sometimes I'll attest to that personally. Spirit will have us in that purgatory for some years to really sit and resolve things that we may not feel in the moment that needs to be resolved. We're like, okay, I did the healing, I did this, I did that. What's going on, spirit? But give it some more time. As time and time goes, you're going to have a different perspective, a different paradigm shift. You're going to start to open up and see, like, dang, maybe I am the one at this point keeping myself in hermit mode. Or, now that I'm able to start feeling whole or more of complete within myself, or having the things that I need, only reason why I'm still in hermit mode is because I became comfortable. This has become my new normal. I have become used to being in hermit mode. And now I'm looking for something externally outside of me to bring me out of hermit mode, when spirit may be pointing the mirror at you and saying, hey, the door's open. You just got comfortable in being in this space because it became your safe space. Spirit's going to want you to move out of this safe space, even if it feels annoying, you're tired of being in it. But how our rhythm is now adjusted to it, this is what is normal. So you're not going to stay in this for long, but I do think you're in the process of coming out of that. And that's going to be really dependent, looking at this energy here, on you. Because that Eight of Cups on the bottom of the deck in the reverse, that reminds me of just maybe some more things that you're going to be reflecting on. So I hope that makes sense. All right, so let's see here. We got Samantha Logan. I've been pulling new energy. Oh, shoot. I'm reading your question wrong. I've been pulling new beginning and love for myself, sadness for a person in my energy. Thank you for doing this. Oh, thank you. No problem. All right. Chrissy. Did I answer your question? I feel like I answered your question, Chrissy. Yeah, I did answer your question. Okay. Let's see here. Am I on the correct career path? Was about to leave my old job, or was I right to leave my old job? So let's see. For Lemon Blazer, is Lemon Blazer on the correct career path? Was Lemon Blazer right to leave their old job? Let's see. Hermit in the reverse. Is Lemon Blazer on the correct career path? Were they right to leave their old job? Queen of Cups. Three of Swords. And I'm going to pull something from a different deck for you. So I'm going to give you a little special read here too. Let's swap out. Tell me for Lemon Blazer. Is Lemon Blazer on the correct career path? Be honest, truthful, and as transparent as possible. Okay, I'll take it. We got moving up here. So you're increasing your power and status. You may get a promotion or move to a better home or office. You climb the ladder of success, right? And then we have these three. Tell me about this Three of Swords really quick. Eight of Pentacles. I don't get Three of Swords as like a heartbreak, a heartache, anything like that, but it's just like having to start over, having to rebuild. So whatever you're doing now as a career path, this is like you having to start again from the ground up and having to lose what you've already worked on, what you've already built, even if for good reason you needed to leave or you wanted to leave what you were previously doing. It's still that like, excuse my language, but like, damn, fuck, I got to start out, like having to rebuild your success or having to rebuild your name or having to take that fresh start into something new where you have no full on certainty that it will get you to the outcome that you're looking for. So having to persevere and push forward. I love seeing this Queen of Cups here because emotionally, even if we do doubt or question ourselves, what you are doing now is going, if it hasn't already, it is going to bring emotional fulfillment. It is going to bring a sense of ease. It's going to bring a sense of comfort and a sense of reliability. You are going to feel very secure in what it is that you are now doing. So I would tell to you, no, you didn't choose the wrong path. Yes, you were right to make the choice that you made because you will, in this new path, be able to escalate higher than where you were previously. Not only financially and monetarily, but also just emotionally, feeling really in sync with what it is that you do. So, not bad at all. Let's see. Moki. I feel like I answered a question for you, Moki. Rocky Road TV, why does spirit keep showing me my ex-best friend in my dream? So let's take a look. So let's see. For Rocky Road TV, why does spirit keep showing her ex-best friend in her dream? I'm hearing consciousness collision. So for you and your ex-best friend, you two may have been really on the same wavelength, like on a conscious level. Like maybe your beliefs, your ideologies, your viewpoints, don't get me wrong, you two are human. So yes, there may be differences there at certain points, but it's like being really in sync with somebody. I don't know if you guys maintain that level of depth with each other up to the point of, the ending of their friendship, but you're still connected with somebody, with this person. There's only so many people in this lifetime we meet that we have a deep conscious connection to. And when I say conscious collision, it's like when two minds come together, like you both could have a meeting of the minds and it just in sync. It just flows. We just get each other. We are on the same page. We hitting it. Yes. And that's not something that's common that you meet from a person or you meet in each other's life. So even in separation of the friendship, whether y'all been separated for a year, 15 years, 10 years, etc., you two still mentally are connected at like a tether. Like you two are still tethered to each other. You still telepathy. That's the word that I'm looking for. There's still a level of telepathy here. But I want to understand a little bit more, right? So High Priestess in the reverse, Three of Wands, Nine of Wands in the reverse, and the Star in the reverse. This isn't about you. This is about her. I think what you're picking up, because again, I got that meeting of the minds and that link that you two still have. There's something going on in your ex-friend's life that they are like struggling with, like actually like really struggling with. And I think you're able to energetically, you may not know what it is. It may not be showing you in your dreams. It just may be showing her. But I think your gut instinct, that link is trying to tell you something that's going on with your friend. You can sense it, but instead of feeling it in your present body when you're awake, it comes to you when you're asleep. She misses you. I don't know if your ex-friend is still alive or not. I'm not going down that route. But if she is, she misses you. There's something about that she's going through that she feels like you would be the perfect person to talk to or have in her corner right now while going through this, and you guys aren't in contact. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Who we got? Marie Delegado. Hopefully I'm saying your name correct. Am I going to have love again? So for Marie Delegado, let's see, for Marie Delegado, are they going to have love again? Temperance in the reverse. King of Wands. Ooh. Ooh, who's this fire sign? 4 Wands. 6. All right. 6 of Wands in the reverse. 8 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Yes. Ooh, let me adjust my seat for this one. Yes, but there's a strong, strong contingency here with this one. Yes, you'll experience love again. I love that I see a King of Wands with a 4 Wands. I mean, this isn't just experiencing love, but this could even be you moving into a relationship with somebody, or you meeting somebody who you feel comfortable with them, meeting the family, meeting your friends, maybe even moving in together eventually at some point when you meet this person and it goes to that route. The contingency is you are going to have to control the pacing of this. You cannot let this person pace this connection, because if you allow this person to pace this connection, it will start quick and end quick, because they are going to have a very strong sexual attraction and desire towards you, and they may put that, because they feel very moved and motivated off how attracted physically they are to you. They may try to put that first before actually building the bond and the connection, which we all know can later on create issues and problems. So I would say if you let this person take the lead in pacing, I don't see this coming into a relationship, because I think this would be one of those, okay, it starts fast, we're spending time, we're, having sexy time, we're going out to eat, dinner, spending talking, all that stuff, and then it fizzles out. If you can pace this where you have this person take the time to really get to know you, I don't want to tell you how to live your life, but with this person, you may want to put sex on the back burner and let them really get to know you first. And if you allow that process to develop organically before you involve sex or sexual activities, yes, I see you being with this person. But if you let them pace it, this may be a start and finish type of ordeal between you and this person. Okay, thank you. Hey, Leah, Lioness. All right. Oh, hold on. Where am I at with these questions? Oh, wait, hold on, y'all. Bear with me. Bear with me. I done lost my place. Okay. Give me a second, y'all. Okay, who's it? Pink Oracles. Okay, Pink Oracles, if you're still in the building, I'm on you now. You want to know, will your Aquarius come back to you when she gets out of jail? So for Pink Oracles, let me know when it comes to Pink Oracles with a person. Will their Aquarius come back to them when she gets out of jail? We have the 9 of Swords in the reverse, 3 of Wands. We We got the Fool and the Judgment. Yes. Straight answer on the yes. But if I'm going to give you just a brief explanation of it, yes, but you two are going to have to reintroduce yourselves to one another. So who she was before going into jail is not the same person she is coming out of jail. I don't care if she was in there for a couple of months, couple of years, couple of weeks. There's something about her that has changed a little bit here. And not saying for the worse, but I wouldn't expect her to come back expecting the same version of her who she was pre-jail. So when she does come out, you two are going to have to kind of, again, reintroduce, get to know each other, spend that time with one another, and learning who she is today and not who she was then. Even if you two like talk while she's been in jail and all of that, like there is a bit of a change here with her. But yes, this is somebody who will be coming back to you once they're out of jail. Okay, let's see. Egan May. Hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. Am I going in the right direction with my Pisces boyfriend? Well, let's see. Let's actually switch decks here. Let's get a different energy. Okay. For Egan May, hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. Are they going in the right direction when it comes to their Pisces boyfriend? Hey, Jay Nelson, if you're still in here, hope you're doing good. Hope you're really well. We have 4 cups in the reverse. Whoever dropped the new super chat, thank you. I can't see it at the moment, but I can see that it came in. So thank you. I appreciate you. You could be anywhere on this Wednesday afternoon, but you're here, so it means a lot. So tell me more for Igami and their Pisces boyfriend. Knight of Cups. 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. 7 of Wands in the reverse. This reminds me of somebody has to be, I was going to say somebody has to be the adult in the relationship, but I don't mean it in that way because that can sound rude. I mean it in the way of somebody has to bring the seriousness into this relationship. Because I like the 4 cups and reverse, Knight of Cups. I mean, this is, we're romantic with each other, affectionate. You know, we've been more so in the emotional clouds of the relationship, but what is actually bringing it into grounding? What is stabilizing this? What is the infrastructure of this connection, right? The real world practical things that allows the relationship to grow long term. Yes, we can float off how we make each other feel in the moments and all of these great things, how we connect, how we speak, that energy, but it just feels like it's nebulous. There's nothing bring it into reality. So I don't know if you two have had the talk about, you know, where this is going or where we're headed with this, what this looks like. I don't know if this person is, you know, how some people say, you know, well, once I'm in a better place, or, you know, I'm not sure yet, or, you know, give me some time. I don't know if there's an excuse here or not, but it's like not wanting to really deal with the infrastructure of this. How do we ground this? It's almost like emotional bypassing. So I would say to you, as far as if you're going in the right direction, um, what are your intentions? What is it that you're looking for with your boyfriend? What is it that you're wanting out of this connection? And if you're not seeing that, are you holding him accountable in these conversations? And if this person is not meeting you in the direction that you're wanting to go, then that's going to be a contingent point. World in the reverse on the bottom. Can we even continue to move this forward? So somebody is going to have to really be the mature one here, or the serious one, you know, not to be a buzzkill, but you may have to be a bit of a buzzkill to figure out what is the grounding of this. What are we doing with this? We are in a relationship, but what are we truly doing with this relationship? So it feels like a serious talk. And if you've had that and you haven't seen much change after having that talk, that world in reverse just confirms to me that nothing changes if nothing changes. So you may find yourself, if you continue to deal with this person, stuck in the same mindset that you currently are at, right? Am I in the right direction with my person? So I hope that makes sense. Let's see here. Baked buns. I didn't see your question, baked buns. I'm sorry. Let me scroll up a little bit here. Baked buns, baked buns. I don't want to leave you hanging. I don't want to leave you hanging. Yeah, I don't. Oh, you did ask a question. Okay, I'm sorry. I did not see it. So you want to know, baked buns, is this relationship worth staying in for the long run? So let's get to it. Thank you for all 45 of y'all being here. It means a lot to me. Get comfortable, stay a while. I'm back to doing this full time, so y'all gonna see me more and more on a daily basis. All right, so let's see here. For baked buns, is this relationship worth staying in for the long run? Be honest, truthful, and as transparent as possible for me. 4 cups in the reverse. For baked buns, 6, 9, 9, 9. 3 of wands, which is 3 of fire. In the reverse, tell me more for baked buns. Is this relationship worth staying for in the long run? Queen of Pentacles. 6 of cups. Tell me about this Queen of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles. Okay. 4 of Cups. The Hangman. Oh, baby, no. Star. Oh, I love the star on the bottom. And the Ace of Cups right underneath that. And then we got the King of Pentacles in the reverse underneath that. I don't know if you two have kids, because we have the Page of Pentacles underneath that with the 6 of Cups here. So maybe you two have kids. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. Don't take it if it ain't the case. But still, that King of Pentacles here. The reason why I said, oh, baby, once I finish pulling these cards is because this reminds me of what I typically have seen throughout when it comes to certain relationships, where it's like the more you stay, the more you get depleted. And the more you stay in this relationship with your person for the long run, the more you're going to start feeling depleted. This is somebody who's going to take your energy reserves and not necessarily pour into you in the way that you want. And it's one of those, the longer you stay in that connection, the harder it is to leave, because once you make an investment into a person emotionally, financially, physically, spiritually, sexually, we want to return on our money, specifically for women. We really are like that as women. But the longer we stay, the more we want to return on our investment. I done gave my body, my sex, my time, my energy, my faith, my prayers, my this and that. And we got to get to some kind of outcome, you know? So I think the more you stay, it's going to be harder to leave. And the longer you stay, the more depleted you're going to feel. And because the more depleted you are going to feel, the longer you stay, it's going to make you want to stay longer, not because of the depleted feeling, but because you want to return on that depleted feeling. If that makes sense. Like, I ain't go through all this just to say I'm about to walk away. Like, no, what are we doing? I just think there's a lot of history here between you two, or you guys have had developments in your relationships that it does make it a little bit tough to leave. Not saying it's impossible, but it could be on an emotional stand front. I just think the longer you stay, the more depleted. It's like a cycle here. If you don't break the cycle, you'll be further in the cycle, and you don't want to be one of those people that's been with somebody for 10 years, 15 years, 5 years, and you ended and you don't have much to show for it, or, you know, you never got the outcome that you wanted, whether that's marriage or kids or etc. I can see you falling into that pattern with this person. So just be mindful. That's all I would say. Okay, let me catch back up. So I didn't mean to skip your question. I'm sorry. All right, so where are we at? Probably caught you live. Wait about me. All right. Okay, I'm still trying to catch up, y'all. Please forgive me. Okay, so we have Ursula. Oh, girl, listen, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that one. But we got Ursula 5244. Ursula 5244. So they're wanting to know, what career path should they take? They're interested in working in spirituality. Is that something to pursue and be productive in? Actually, for you too, I'm going to swap decks because I think you need something a little different for that question. So for Ursula, 5244, what career path would be best suited for them? They have an interest in working in spirituality. Should that be something they pursue? Oh, so cute. We got heart, emotional spending, joint finances, being supported, career, counselor, guide, having a job you love. We also have seal, business contract, documents, gift of money, writing, clerical, paperwork, staying put. And then bottom of the deck, we have clover, lucky break, gamble, good fortune, finances, outdoors, risky business, and surprise. I like this because this is working in something that is very heartfelt, heart-centered, emotional based, something that allows you to use your empathy, your intuition, which takes us kind of back into spirituality, right? There's so many different lanes within spirituality you can get into. But it has to be heart centered. That's where not only your money is, but that's where your exposure will be. That's where your expansion will be. So I would say this to you: if you do feel a calling to get into spirituality, if it allows you to use those elements that I talked about, but also your thoughts, because you are somebody who may be really good either with your words, with your writing, stringing words together. Maybe you are a great writer. Maybe you have great thoughts, great think pieces, or maybe you know how to communicate in ways that are able to reach different types of people. So you may be a great communicator. Being able to use your, those skills along with using your soft skills like your empathy, your emotions, your sensitivity, your emotional understanding, your compassion, that's where you're going to find the sweet spot for you in your career. And I get success and I get prosperity. So again, spirituality can range from a multitude of things. Let's say you want to be a, a, a tarot reader. That's the only thing I can think of at the moment. Let's say you want to be a tarot reader. It would be perfect because you would be able to use your empathy and intuition and insight to connect with the energies, but the way you have your communication skills or your writing skills or your ability to verbalize things, you'll know how to connect the messages and things that you're feeling in ways from a different perspective that allows you to get your point across to the heart space where people feel seen, they feel heard, they feel validated by you. So I would tell you yes, 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 yes. All right, so let's keep going. Just wanted to get quick questions here. Allie, no, your question was not answered, Allie, because I didn't know if you were in the live or not. So I will answer yours because you did ask question first if you're still here. You did ask, you divorced with SM. Okay. Just want to know the next steps from him and his family side, a timeline that will go through, and if I will get justice. So that's going to be more of a lengthier read to do timelines and all that, and I want to try to get through everybody. But I will ask from the perspective of, will you get justice, right? Will Allie 1518 get justice? Will they finally get justice? Will they finally get justice? Will Allie 1518 finally get justice when it comes to her divorce? Will Allie get justice? We got the Empress, and I wish I had some other cameras so y'all can see how sometimes these cards pop out, but the Empress popped out directly in the upright. So no matter what happens, the hand falls in your favor. With that Empress, the hand always falls in the Empress' favor. That is why she is blessed, highly abundant, and favored. 6 of Pentacles. Oops. All right, hold on. I had a card explosion here. Get all these. Okay, I just need like 2 more, Spirit. We got the Page of Pentacles and the Hermit. You know how they say don't take the first deal? Because usually they try to get over on you. That's what this feels like with this divorce process. Whatever's coming up in the settlement or, terms of how we're going to delegate this, it almost feels like initially, I don't want to say like lowballing you, but it almost feels like they're trying to hold you around at the beginning a little bit here. But this is asking you to stick to your guns. So whatever it is that you're requesting, you're declaring, you're decreeing, that you feel justified when it comes to this divorce process and receiving or having it handled, stick with that, because this Six of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, you two will find a new way or a new alternative. It does feel like, though, it's the process with this Hermit. So don't expect it to be easy. But if you stick to your guns, it's like, okay, you two may come up with a new way so that way both parties are satisfied. But I see you really being satisfied with the Empress with this outcome. So however the hand falls, it does fall in your favor. But be persistent to not budge on what it is that you are requesting or how you're wanting this to go, because they will fold. It may take some time. And I think this goes into that timeline that you're wanting to know. It may take some time, but I do see it playing in your favor. So you will get justice. I will say that you will get justice. All right, so let me catch back up to where I was. Okay. All right, we got Duana Riviera. Hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. So you're mentioning that that you're having a hard time with your career and you don't know if there's something that you're supposed to be doing. So I don't know if you mean if there's something that you should be doing within your current career, or maybe if there's something else you should be doing. So let's see, for Duana Riviera, please be honest, truthful, and as transparent as possible. We got direction coming out for you immediately. It talks about your purpose is unfolding slowly, step by step as you go along. There's no need to hurry or worry. You are being divinely guided. I hope the cars, because I'm right by a window, I hope the cars aren't too loud because I'm using my computer microphone. So thank y'all for bearing with me if y'all hear all the cars and stuff in the background. Okay, so tell me more for Duana Riviera, who's having a hard time with her career and wants to know, is there something that she's supposed to be doing, or maybe something else that she should be doing? We got the Eight of Wands, which is the Eight of Fire, a Nine of Fire, which is the Nine of Wands, and let's get one or two more for Duana Riviera. Queen of Cups in the reverse, and the Temperance. It feels like you're fighting an uphill battle. And it's like you don't want to make the wrong call, or whether it's quit impulsively or make the wrong decision to leave, especially if you don't have anything underneath as like protection. Not even saying that you're considering leaving, but if that is something that has came to your mind, I can see some type of trepidation with, making an irrational decision based off how you're feeling, because it does feel like you're being battle tested. It does feel like you are being truly battle tested when it comes to your current career. And it's like having to fight for momentum or fight for what you're doing. Maybe you feel like it's a lot of work or effort that you're having to constantly put in on a daily basis to still feel dissatisfied. I think about somebody who's overworked and underpaid. That's what this energy reminds me of, like being overworked and underpaid, or not being paid what it is that you should be paid for the objectives you have to do at your work, or feeling like even if you get paid sufficiently, the shit, excuse my language, but the shit that you got to deal with is not aligning with the emotional satisfaction or fulfillment. And I think we have those moments where our job truly upsets us, where we start to think, maybe I need to leave. But again, there's this feeling of, I don't want to be irrational. I will tell you this. I think this current career, or this phase in your career that you're in, is building endurance and is building survival instinct on how to handle certain scenarios that you're being dealt at your occupation. I just don't see you staying there. So this feels like you're learning the lessons through these difficulties at your current job. So that way, when you do transition, because I do think you are going to transition. I don't know if it's full on careers, like different industries, going from one industry to another industry, or just from one company to another, maybe a traditional 9 to 5 to starting your own. Wherever you are working, you will not be there for the rest of your life. I don't even know if you're going to be there for the next year. This feels very like, all right, I'm getting to my wits end a little bit with this. So I don't know if you'll be in there another full year, but what you're learning right now is going to be really important for what you need to know later on when you do transition, because now you'll be able to stand the heat. And this is showing you also too how to deal with certain elements within a career, within a certain career path, or dealing with people. So it's like you're kind of learning what you need to learn, but I don't see you staying here. And I don't see this easing up on you. So there is going to be that point where you end up transitioning out of that. Let's see. Caught your line. I like a read. Okay, looking for love now. You seeing someone new. Okay, we got Shannon Chandelier. Or is it Shannon Chandler? Like from Friends? Chandler? Chandler? All right, let's see. You're looking for love. It's hard for you to find someone. Am I seeing anybody new coming in? So you're looking for love and it's hard to find someone. Is there anybody new coming in? So for Shannon Chandelier. Whoever sent the super chat, thank you so much. I didn't even, again, trying to get through these questions, so I may not see those, but it does alert me. So I really appreciate it that you sent that in. It means a lot. Thank you for supporting the channel. Okay, definitely trying to get this revitalized for 2026. So I appreciate all the support. So let's see here. We got the Six of Swords for you, Shannon Chandler. We got the Moon, right? You're asking if you're going to meet somebody new. It's hard for you to find love. We have the King of Swords and the Ace of Cups. Why is this Moon here? Nine of Cups. Okay. When you, I hate saying hate, but I dislike, the phrase, you'll find love when you least expect it, because it doesn't always happen that way for people. It truly doesn't. That's just my POV. So I say that to bring this back to you. There is a part of me that wants to say that this happens when you're not looking, but this almost feels like you're going to know instinctively. Like you're going to have this feeling internally of like, okay, something or someone's getting ready to come in for me. I don't know who, I don't know what, but I just feel like an energy approaching me. And in that sense, like you're not actively looking for love, but you internally know that it's coming your way. So I think that's relating more to timing. If you feel that, or if you're in that energy that, okay, something's about to come in really good for me, or I can feel something that I want getting ready to happen, but I don't know what it is. It's a person. We got the King of Swords. So this could be a Aquarius, Gemini, Libra kind of person. I'm hearing talk your ear off. So this may be a rambler. This may be somebody who likes to ramble a lot. But you're going to enjoy their conversations, and you're going to enjoy the fact that they want to engage with you all the time. So this is somebody that's going to want to speak to you, talk to you all the time. You're not going to go through periods of I hear from them and I don't hear from them, or we're talking one day and we're not talking the next day, or I'm not seeing them, and etc. This is somebody that they really are going to enjoy talking to you and speaking with you. Think about this Ace of Cups, Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. So this may start off kind of light. Don't expect from this person to come in hot and heavy. Love, thank God I don't see love bombing energy, but I don't see the love bombing energy. I think this person is like fascinated. They're going to be fascinated with you. And through that, they're going to want to see where things can go. I don't think this is a person that's going to come out the gate saying, I'm looking for my husband or wife, or I'm looking for a relationship. It's more so, I just want to get to know you. Who are you? And through that process, I think this is how this person and you may end up falling in love with each other. So you got somebody new here coming. But as far as timing, it's you're going to feel it creep up on you without knowing what's creeping up on you. Let's see here. Okay. Catherine Starry, hopefully you are good. Can I get spiritual insight about my relationship with John, please? In what way? So it is more of an open-ended question, Catherine. So if you can, just more of a direct, if I'm using that as an example, can I get spiritual insight with my relationship with John? We've been disconnected as of the last 2 weeks, so that way I can kind of know specifically how to look. But with it being open-ended and needing to get through these questions, I just need a little bit more clarity on that one. Let's see. We got Jay Nelson. Quick question regarding my career. I'm waiting for a new job opportunity. When will I get this new job? Thank you. So let's see here, Jay Nelson. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for being here, for still in the live. So tell me for Jay Nelson, right? He is waiting for a new job opportunity. When will he get this new job? So let me know, Spirit. Ooh. We got the 10 of Wands, the 9 of Cups in the reverse, the 9 of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles. Well, I see you getting it. I definitely see you getting it. The hiccup here, and maybe it's because it's holiday season, especially if you recently applied for a new job opportunity. I know right now HR and hiring managers, it's a little wonky when you start getting into December months because people got their vacations, they time off. Companies, they start to kind of take a little bit longer than they should. I would say to you, you are competing against some heavy hitters here. So your resume be good, but there's like 3, 4, 5, 10 other people who got really great resumes or who performed really well in their interviews as well. So it's not an easy, okay, Jay Nelson, we like him. He fits the company culture. His resume's on point. He interviewed really well. This is like, okay, we like Jay Nelson, but we like Ashley, Timothy, and Sabrina as well. So that's the holdup, is you're in a shuffle of other people who are just as equally good or as equally qualifiable as you, but I see you still beating those other people. This may be you hear back or you fully are working in that position at the top of 2026. So even if they call you this month and say, hey, we want to move forward with you, or we really like you, you may not find yourself working in that role until January of 2026, because it feels like the other contenders are what's holding up the process, because this is kind of a tough decision to make, but you end up getting it. So good luck to you, Jay Nelson, and early congrats. Let's see here. Psychic boutique therapy. I want to avoid getting financially stuck with a car contract, but I need to. Is it safe for me to enter into this one? I love this question. I love this question. And I love this question because it's very realistic, because that's definitely a concern for a lot of people, especially with these car prices and these interest rates. So let's see here for psychic boutique therapy. Is it safe for them to enter into a car contract? Right? She wants to avoid getting financially stuck with one, but she needs to. So is it safe for her to enter this one? So I'm assuming you probably have a car already in mind. Tell me for psychic boutique therapy. We got the 6 of Swords in the reverse, the 9 of Cups. Okay. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, the Moon, 5 of Swords. I got to break this down for you 2 ways, because I don't see I see if you take this path or you take that path, right? If you take the red pill or if you take the blue pill, how this will play out. So I'm going to give you 2 scenarios here. The first scenario is if you do end up taking this car contract, two things I see happening. One of them is the devil is in the details. Real, and I mean truly, truly, truly read through that contract through and through. Look at the numbers, look at the terms, look at the interest, look at the small print, because there's something here that may be overlooked or not seen that then creates conflict when you get that first car note payment. And you're like, well, at the dealership, this said X, Y, and Z, but Capital One, who I financed it through, is saying X, Y, and Z. And these are two different numbers from what I said. There's something here, devil in the details. So make sure that you check that out, because I can see either a clause or a balloon spike on the interest, something here that is just not outwardly presented to you that you have to go back and eventually revise. Or you may find yourself having to go back and refinance this vehicle because of the terms that you're getting it on now is not going to be either sustainable or it's not ideal. And I see a refinancing of a vehicle if you do go ahead and get it. Also, too, if you do go ahead and get it, I would be mindful of the mechanics. I don't know if this is a new car that you're getting or if this is a used car. I would say to you, with this Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, this may be a used car, or it doesn't have to be something super old, but it could be even a 2024, or it could be an early 2025 that only has so many miles on it. But there would be something with the vehicle, if you have one specifically in mind right now, that would cause conflict, meaning some kind of maintenance, some kind of work. Like you buy this car and then not too long after getting it, you're having to get some kind of repair or do something to it that now, which was, oh, I got my car, I needed it. Yes, I'm happy I got this out the way. Now becomes a headache because you have things that are unseen with the engine, with the motor, with the exhaust, with the Cadillac converter, whatever it may be, the electronics in the car that now you got to go and get repaired and you just got the car. So if you have a specific car in mind, I would say revise on if you want to get that specific car and maybe keep looking. If you do say, you know what, I'm just going to get it because I have to, be mindful of these elements. Okay. Let me see here. If you don't enter into this specific contract, you'll still end up finding something, but it may not be. You'll end up finding something, but I think it's more of the budget that may be kind of the issue here with what you find. So whether you may end up finding yourself overspending in comparison to what you want to, or if you do end up getting something, it's like, okay, I'm happy I got a car, but it may not be the one you really wanted. So either which way, it's not the most clean-cut scenario with you getting a new car. I see it happening. If you do want to make it happen, I see it happening for you, but I think there's some underlying issues with it happening. Oh, I didn't mean to stay on that question for so long. I apologize, y'all. Curious Cat, my sister and I haven't spoken in 3 years now. How does she feel towards me now that she had time to think about things? Hey, Miss Mike Susan. Hope you are good. Again, if you're in here, thank you so much for the likes. I love the fact that people are just kind of coming in and coming out. I want this to be a little bit of a laid-back live. All right, so tell me for Curious Cat. Her and her sister haven't spoken in 3 years now. How does she feel towards her that she has time to think about things? We got the Eight of Pentacles. Hey, Ace of Swords in the reverse. And the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Queen of Wands. So I don't know if your sister is also a fire sign or if this is just highlighting her energy towards you. Two of Cups in the reverse underneath that, which definitely talks about the disconnect. I think your sister is grown. I do. I think it's not just about, her having the time to think about things, but I think having the time to hold herself accountable, to be able to reflect and look in her own mirror, to be able to align herself with, what makes sense for her when it comes to the people that she has in her life and how she's shown up and how other people have shown up for her. So I see some form of like evolution that she's gone through. I think she's really focused. Don't get me wrong, I think she thinks about you in the disconnect. So she does miss you. And I think she looks at you more in a positive light, but I think through maturing or evolving or doing the inner work, it's like she's able to see you from a better perspective. It's like she's able to kind of understand maybe where you were coming from, or how you feel. I don't think she's in a place though to actively speak to you, and not because she doesn't want to. I think she's just so caught up in her own world right now that that's just her main focus. Um, but I do feel though, overall, how she feels about you, how she thinks about you, I think that she thinks highly. Um, I think she thinks highly, and I think she misses her sister. So let's see here. I got another super chat. Let me see. Hey, Kayla Liggins 2113. Hey, how you doing? We got a member in the building. All right, let's see here. We got Soft Lotus. I love that name. Will I ever find love? Seems like the alone thing is chasing me. So let's see. Will love come into Soft Lotus's life? Will love come into Soft Lotus's life? We got the Devil in the reverse. Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Will love come into Soft Lotus's life? Five of Cups in the reverse. And one last one. Six of Cups. Tell me, why is the Five of Cups in the reverse? Ten of Swords in the reverse. I don't think you're destined to be alone. I don't think you're fated to be single for the rest of your life. Don't get me wrong, there are people who end up alone, and they don't end up in a relationship, or, one for a very long time. I don't think you're preordained or destined to be alone. I don't think you're preordained or destined to be single. Um, it's one of those things where either you have gotten so used to being alone, or from your past connections, maybe while you've been single, you've tried to date, or your past relationships, you've built up such a low tolerance for BS, where I don't want to say you're hyper picky. I think you have your standards, and you should have your standards. But it's like, if I don't enjoy being in your company more than my own company, I don't want to, why are you around? Why? I don't want to deal with you. You've gotten so used to being alone that it almost feels hard, because I don't know how anybody can enter into your energy. Even if they wanted to, I don't get like a wall or defense mechanisms up, but it's like being so used to being alone that now that's a new learning skill that you're going to have to use. That's a muscle. Relationships is a muscle you haven't used in quite some time, so now we have to redevelop that muscle, and integrating life with another person, and not being triggered, or being able to have discernment versus being guarded. It's like, even if somebody tried to, because we got the Page of Wands on the bottom of the deck, it's almost like they either feel intimidated, or they feel uncertain or unsure of themselves when it comes to either approaching you or having something grow. So this may be like kind of like a energy check. It's like, we understand our energy internally, but we can't understand how people receive our energy externally, because we're not outside of ourselves. And I think that may be a reflective point, is how is our energy coming off? Not how we're actually showing up and being friendly and personable and polite, but what is the vibe we're giving off? And I think because of this prolonged singlehood, or maybe some things you've been through in your past that have created some emotional wounds, maybe a little bit of emotional baggage that you've processed, you've worked through, but that residue, something about that residue is on you that's blocking. So I would say that would have to be some energy work done on your end to allow love to come in and receive you. Let's see. Hey, we got 47 of y'all in the live. I appreciate it, y'all. Thank you. All right, we got Mila J. Will your finances get better? And when? Tell me for Mila J. Will their finances get better and when? 10 of Cups. Okay. For Mila J. 3 of Swords in the reverse and one more. Ooh, 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 shit. We have the 2 of Cups and the Ace of Wands. Yes. Yes. I don't know what else to tell you. This is the absolute yes. But this is your finances get better. I don't know if what you're doing right now is something that you love or even like. This may be your finances get better when you start that business for yourself, or you actually take that side hobby seriously and really pursue it. Your finances get better when you do something that is heart centered, whether this is something that is creative for you or emotionally you're passionate about, something that allows you to use um, your perspective or your ability to make things happen. I think about a person who is like hyper creative, somebody who has lots of brilliant ideas, big ideas, and being able to do something with that. Even if you are working for a company or for somebody, it would have to be something that's meaningful. It has to give you purpose. So if you're not doing anything as far as your career that aligns with those areas, then you want to start looking at career paths that do, because that's when your money's going to improve and that's when you're going to be financially successful in the way that you want. So the timing is truly contingent on you, but this is amazing. I mean, this is amazing. The jobs and the careers you had before won't bring you that level of fulfillment. So this is spirit asking you not to backtrack, but to go forward. And if that means having to start something new, totally new, then do it. Let's see here. Just moved to Austin. You see new love. I'm getting. Hey, is it Chanel? Hey, so you're my because I used to live in Austin before moving back to Ohio. I wonder, how are you liking Austin? How are you liking Austin, Texas? I love it. I miss it. I definitely want to go back to Austin. But how are you liking it? You know, how's your time in Austin? So let's see. You want to know if new love is coming. You're getting scared of being alone. We got the Hierophant. Tell me more for Chanel. King of Cups. Okay, we got the Hierophant and the King of Cups. 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. The Strength. So if you're a Leo, that's your energy. And let's get one more. Judgment. I'm getting Scorpio. I don't know about you guys. Well, maybe some of you can attest to it, especially if a lot of y'all are Leos. But one of the things, or at least one of the signs that I've heard that can be a little bit intense, but it's just so intoxicating, is Leos with Scorpios. I don't know how true that is. Okay. I'm not a Leo, so I don't know. But I've heard that. Like Scorpios for you guys, especially if you're Leo with water in your chart, it can be a little bit on the edge, on the fringe a little bit, but it's something that's really intoxicating. I only say that to bring you back to this because I think this person may be a Scorpio if I'm counting the water signs. You do have love coming in. I would rather say this. You have connection coming in. You do have connection coming in. This may be somebody who is very religious or very spiritual. Maybe they have that as a background. So maybe they grew up in the church, or maybe they grew up having certain spiritual beliefs. I also get something different about you too. So this could also be like an interracial thing, or maybe they have like a different background than you have. Why is this 8 of Pentacles here in the reverse? The 10 of Wands. My only gripe with this, the problem with this, is that you may feel with this person, you're having to fight for effort. So I'm not sure if this is one of those that start off strong, especially with the Hierophant here. It may feel like in Judgment, like we may feel like we have a bigger calling for each other. There's a reason that I met you, or reason you met me. But this may be a lesson. I know this ain't really what you want to hear because I know you don't want to be alone and you want the person. But this may be an experience that you have to go through, like all of us, where it kind of goes to show you your worth and your value. And if you find yourself feeling like you're having to push for mutual effort or time spent or attention, etc., um, there may be some things that we need to reassess within ourselves that comes to this person, but also the type of partner we want. And I think this is going to emphasize for you what it is you do and don't want out of somebody. So again, that's why I reduced it, because I do think you have a romantic connection coming in, but I think this is more of a teaching moment versus, okay, this is the one I'm going to settle down and have a family and life with. All right. So let's see here. Can I have a message for the rest of December? Okay. Let's see here for Mike Susan, 2011. Actually, let me switch decks. Let me switch decks on you. Because we are going to pull a brief message. What can we tell Mick Susan, or is it Mike? Mike Susan, M-I-C? I don't know if it's Mike or Mick. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Can we give them a message for the rest of December? Spirit guides, angels, ancestors, God. Can we give them a message for the rest of December? Sing like the birds, not worrying about what others think. Be yourself, share your heart, speak your truth. And let's pull just a couple cards on that. The Temperance. And the Six of Pentacles. This month, take it easy. This feels very light. This feels like a light message here for you. Take it easy and give it yourself some grace. Don't feel like you have to take on everything. Don't allow people to pressure you. The best way, how do I put this? The best way I can put it is give yourself some grace. It's like you do a lot, whether it's for yourself, to take care of yourself, or for others. And this is like a period for December where it's time to give back to you, but also recognizing the ones who give to you on a mutually reciprocal basis and honoring those connections, but honoring yourself first. And that's why it's coming back to this: be yourself, share your heart, speak your truth. This is for December to put you first, right? If you feel something about a person, if you feel some way, speak it, good, bad, or indifferent. If you don't feel like taking care of somebody or being there for somebody or handling these situations, admit that and communicate it, because it's like needing to take care of you this month. I don't know if you've been under stress. I just get that like a very, like rigor mortis is coming to mind, right? So something's setting in the bones. Maybe you've been stressed for quite some times and it's set in the bones, or maybe you've dealt with some difficult situations and it's just like it's now in your energy, it's now in your body. It's like this is the month to release and relax and let go of some of that tension if you can, by really taking care of you and taking it easy. So December is going to be more of a chill month. I don't think that you're going to be having any major life changes in the month of this December, but it is a month that should be focused on you. Let's see here. Carol Johnson, will I have good holidays? Let's see, Carol Johnson. Will Carol Johnson have a good holiday? Will Carol Johnson have a good holiday? We have the High Priestess, the Devil, the Wheel of Fortune, and the King of Swords in the reverse. I think, and the Queen of Swords in the reverse, I think somebody's going to try to make your holiday a pain, especially with the King of Swords in the reverse, Queen of Swords. Somebody may try to rope you into some stuff that you just don't want to deal with, whether it's an argument, whether it's a conflict, some form of obligation that they try to hold you to. I think somebody may try to create conflict for you this holiday, specifically this King of Swords energy here in the reverse. I would flip it to you though. Be mindful of indulging this holiday, because I just saw like in my mind's eye like a table full of a lot of food, and I don't know if you're going to be indulging in a lot of foods that you shouldn't be eating, sweets, sugar, snacks. Maybe you find yourself eating more because of some level of stress or this person getting under your skin, and maybe you use food to cope. If it's not food, it could just be anything you find that is pleasurable to the senses. But moderation is going to be key, because you don't want to fall into a habit of that, and now it's affecting you in other ways after the holiday season has ended. Um, it's asking though to think before you speak and to think before you react. Listen to what your gut says. Not everything needs a response. Not everything needs a reaction. Sometimes the best killers are the silent ones, who knows everything but says nothing and knows when to play their cards. And this would be somebody you're dealing with who's just verbally impulsive, and I get like irritating. Somebody just like nagging at you, just yipping and yipping at you, just nagging, wanting to make a problem out of nothing, wanting to create an issue out of nothing, right? So again, be mindful of coping strategies to handle this energy during this holiday season. Moderation is going to be key, and you handle it as you see fit. But I wouldn't indulge or give too much energy to whomever that is going to be. Let's see. We got Catherine. Sorry, I feel like I did your question already, Catherine. I'm gonna put a. Let's see here. Where am I at? Oh goodness. Oh goodness. I'm trying to catch up, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Hold on. I know I did a question for you, Catherine. Sorry. Now that I'm thinking about it, I did do your question. Might have not been that one, but I know I answered your question. Um, let's see here. I'm trying to catch up. Please forgive me, y'all. Please forgive me. Okay. So we have Laura McNeil. Will I have love in my life? True love. So we're going to switch decks for you. Will Laura McNeil have love in her life? True love. Oh, I hope the cards ain't loud on this table when I shuffle. All right, Laura McNeil. Will I have love in my life? True love. We got the Eight of Cups. We got the Strength. So if you're a Leo, this is your energy. Let's see. We got the Hermit. Three of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is the Two of Cups in the reverse. Why do I feel like and maybe in previous relationships, you would catch yourself building with a person just to find out or feel like you were building by yourself or you were building alone? There is some form of like abandonment energy here that surrounds you in your love life, where it's like even when you try, you give, you show up, you still feel left abandoned, or it's like being single in a relationship. There's some form of like internalized, again, I don't want to diagnose you. I don't want to diagnose you. But it feels like some form of internalized trauma around being either abandoned, not seen, not chosen, not valued, or not being met, where at the end you still feel like you're alone, whether you're with somebody or you end up single and you're still alone. It's just like not meeting or finding the right person is almost adding on subconsciously to that trauma, which is just reinforcing that feeling of, damn, I'm going to be alone, or am I supposed to be alone? You're not. It's never my job to tell somebody they are fated to be alone or they're fated to have a person. I'm not God. I would say this to you, though, if you're wanting to know if true love is going to come into your life. I think it will happen. I think, though, this is the matter of, I think I said it earlier with a different spread about pacing. And I think it comes back to this. You need to be active in the journey of finding love, because this is a lot of internal to myself kind of vibe. Like, I'm going to be strong on my own. I don't know if you're actively putting yourself out there, or if you're going on dating apps, or if you are connecting with friends who know people that can put you in places with other people. But this is you needing to be proactive on one hand, and I can get the frustration after cycle and cycle and still ending up where you're at. But it is asking you, for one side, to be proactive, but also to um, be intentional with the type of partners that you are picking as well. Meaning, are they showing the level of consistency in choosing you and putting in the effort like you are, not just at the beginning, but throughout? What are you noticing when that behavior starts to change? Are you trying to, do you find yourself at points making up for their lack when you see their energy changing? There's something here about how we operate too in relationships that can create that stagnancy, where it repeats the cycle of feeling alone in a connection. Um, it really is asking you to put yourself out there, because it's like you want love, but I see just you being to yourself, hermiting, or going to places that you're comfortable with, but the type of partner that you want is not in that location. They're not in those environments. So you're going to have to expand yourself, start looking at new environments, or even, I don't want to say you have to change your type. Um, but being around people who are maybe more, I know I'm about to get the word wrong and somebody's about to correct me. Jeez. It's not elevated. Oh, I can't think of the word. Oh, it's gonna kill me. I can't think of the word. I'll just put it this way: being around people who are equally yoked to what you are looking for, right? So if you're wanting somebody who's serious, that's going to take you serious, that is going to continue to put an effort. Where are these people? Where are they at? Where do they hang? And even then, your discernment, because it's like we don't know how much healing we've truly done in isolation, because we haven't been tested, right, through a relationship, to see how much healing we have done or how much we've grown. And spirit is asking you to put yourself out there so you can actually see how much healing you've done, how much you've grown, if the healing work that you've done in isolation is adequate enough to connect or align yourself with the right person. It's like we need to figure out where we at on the timeline of our healing. Are we, healed enough where now we are using our discernment to attract and meet the right person, or are there still some things we need to work on that we thought we worked on in isolation and healing, but yet we still fall into the same patterns, or we still get triggered the same way? So spirit's asking, yes, love can be there, but it's kind of a two-part job. Let me see. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Let's see. So Carol Johnson already answered one of your questions. So it is one question per person. Hey Ashley Love. Black Mirror, I think you're genuinely authentic and it's so nice to see you on there. Hey, oh, thank you. All right. Can you please tell me if you see my ex coming back? What is his intentions? Do I see you two having a healthy relationship in the future? Okay, so let's take a look and let's see. So for Ashley Love, all right, is her ex coming back? And what is his intention with her? Will these two have a healthy relationship in the future? Five of Pentacles. The Sun. Let's see what else we got with the Five of Wands. And the Knight of Pentacles. I mean, baby, I'm begging, baby, I'm begging, baby, I'm begging. What was that, Jodeci? Yeah, Cry For You. Tell me why the Five of Pentacles is here. Baby, I'm begging, baby, I'm begging, baby, I'm begging. Seven of Swords in the top. Woo! What's that phrase? Until you do right by me, all things will fail. Until you do right by me, all things will fail. Baby, I don't know what's going on in your ex's life. Um, but I will say, all jokes aside, I can't shake that like curse. Until you do right by me, all things will fail. And I think this is one of those things that, yes, do I see him returning? Yes. Do I see him returning for a specific reason? Yes. And that's because in his life right now, things aren't going too well. Things aren't too hot right now for him. Things aren't too hot. So maybe he was doing better when he was with you. Things were working out a bit more for him when he was with you. Maybe he felt, more like the man when he was with you. And now he's in a position in life, whether it's his finances, his career, something else going on, where it's like, I'm not who I once was. Um, I would even say to a degree, excuse me, I sneeze. Okay, it ain't gonna come. Sorry. Um, I would even say to a degree, they may have just went through some type of like travesty. That's the specific word that comes to my mind, like travesty. So it could be they lost a job, or maybe finances is hitting them hard, or times is tough in this economy. Maybe they went through a breakup, or some form of their stability is gone. Maybe they just feel lonely right now. But this is like sneaking back in. So I don't see them like directly calling you. They might text you, but if they text you, it would be like on a late night or like during a time where they would think you're busy, so you're not expecting it. But this could be them approaching from social media first, right? Watching you, seeing what you got going on. It's like doing little subtle things to let you know that they're still in your periphery. Like they're still, hey, I'm still here. What's up, big head? Type thing. Let you know they're still around before fully revealing themselves. I think though they're gonna try to hash it out for a new start. I don't think it's like, oh, I'm in love with you, all this other stuff, but I think it's like, I want to get back with you. I want to try and make it work with you. There may be like an argument, a conflict that would be had between you two about what happened in the past, what may have broke up this relationship. Um, it's like y'all gotta hash it out first to get to the other side. But I think this is somebody who would be willing to start over with you. Now I don't know if you would want to take it, but I don't know how well you're doing in life right now, but you're for sure doing better than them. This is no shade to your ex. You are for sure doing better than them. And I think either they can tell that, see that, notice that, or even if they don't know, they don't have a way of watching you or seeing you. They know just where they're at. And it's like you come to mind as somebody who can restore hope, you know? They want to retry this with you again. But I would be mindful because I don't know if they're coming back just because they're in that low place, or if that low place is triggering to them, well, what's important? What's the most important? Who was truly there for me? Who actually truly loves me now that I'm down on my luck? And I remember that, you know, Ashley Love, is somebody that's real through and through. So you would just have to check his motives behind why he's coming back. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yes, indeed. I love that. The spirit wants me to keep going down the spiritual path, or should I just keep that for personal life? So I guess you're taking the spiritual path. 1, 2, 3. Yes, indeed. When it comes to your career and work, that's what it seems like based on your question. Hopefully, I'm right with that. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Yes, indeed. The Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. The Ten of Swords. Ten of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. No. Why would you leave? Why would you get off your spiritual path? I mean, maybe you have your reasons, but it's like trying to cash in your chips before you even had anything substantial come from it yet. It's like wanting to give up before you make your first sale, or wanting to give up before you get your first subscriber. It's just like I don't know how long you've been on this spiritual path when it comes to it. Again, I think you're more so talking about, your career, since, you're asking to keep it maybe to your personal life. But in any way, it's like you haven't even bore the fruits of your labor in being in spirituality or having this spiritual lifestyle or career, if it is a career. You haven't even scraped the surface, and we're already wanting to quit before, even if you've been at it for months, years. It's like the Ten of Pentacles here. Your spirituality or your spiritual life could even bring you financial profit or money. Maybe we just have to readjust or realign, recalibrate how we're going about it, especially if this is something that you would make money from through spirituality. But it's telling you not to give up before you even you really fully invest in it yet or stick it through. Again, you could have been at this for months, maybe a couple years, but that breakthrough point, that moment that is fated to happen for you hasn't even happened yet. And we're already reconsidering. So I would say, no, I wouldn't give up on your spiritual life, especially if it's tied to your money. If it's tied to your money, I wouldn't give up on it. Keep at it. Keep going. Like for real. Like for real. For real. I don't know. Eight of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Maybe something or surrounding or revolving around it may have you mentally stuck or confused, uncertain. But again, we may need to have that paradigm shift of looking at it differently or from a different angle versus just maybe throwing in the towel. Who we got here? We have FSURG11. Have I met the person I'll end up with yet? So have they met the person that they'll end up with? Have they met the person, FSURG? Have they met the person that they will end up with yet? King of Cups in the reverse. The Five of Swords. Ace of Cups. Six of Cups. Yes, and I don't think you speaking with this person. Queen of Pentacles. Yes, I do think you met the person. Now, it doesn't mean when we say end up with, doesn't mean that that's going to be the person you with to the day you die. That's something. Again, I'm not God. I can't see between now and to you get put 6 feet under. That's not possible. But I will say, as far as like a significant relationship that you're meant to experience and that you will re-experience, yes, that person, you've already met them, and I think y'all are not talking. I don't know if y'all are as this person is upset at you or they're just being like emotionally petty, choosing not to speak to you or talk to you out of spite or, trying to get back at you. Or it could even be like a power play here on this person's end. But there's still affection, there's still emotion, there's still love. Even the Queen of Pentacles being here. I don't know, maybe if this person is able to, get their act right or be in alignment, I don't really see you necessarily having a problem with getting in a relationship with this person or getting in a relationship with them again. I don't. So you definitely got the person you'll end up with in your, relationship with in your environment. You know them. You know them. Y'all are not speaking. They could have water in their chart or could be a water sign. Let's see here. So I'm trying to answer again to kind of get through all of these because I know we're going on 2 hours. I'm trying to answer the direct questions, more of the open-ended, what does spirit want to tell me and all that. That can be longer than just a brief answer because I don't know what's going to come out. That it could be something that's really quick or something that is a whole storyline. So I just want to be able to get to as many people as possible. All right, will I finally be debt free and get my own place next year, my car back? So let's see for Olivia Camille 92. Thank y'all for being here with me. I appreciate it. If y'all like the lives, like the live readings, let me know. Because maybe we'll do this on a weekly basis, a couple times out of the week, some free questions. So if y'all like this, let me know. So tell me for Olivia Camille, will she finally be debt-free and get her own place next year and her car back? This year has been a lot for her. We have the High Priestess, Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, the Nine of Wands, last one for Olivia Camille, Five of Wands in the reverse, Judgment. So if I was to run down answering your questions, do I see you getting your own place next year? No. Doesn't mean that you won't be able to get a place, but will it be your own place? No. This reminds me of kind of like alternative methods to your living scenario, because the High Priestess is here. So either your living situation is going to be kept a secret, or not too many people are going to be knowing about your living scenario, whether it's because you don't want to deal with people's opinions, the drama, the blowback of how people may feel about your scenario, or not wanting to deal with those judgments over you. I think about, if I'm thinking of like alternative living, um, there's different options. I think about like Furnish Finder, right? Where there's already furnished rental units, homes, apartments. Usually it's for like travel nurses. And instead of having to sign a lease, they can do a long-term stay, whether it's a month, few days, a year, etc., without having to go through the regular process of getting a place. So I see it could be something like that, where it's kind of, you skip the credit check, you skip the background check, you skip all of that. Could even be, getting an Airbnb to do a long-term extended stay where you don't have to do the credit check or all that other stuff. I just see your living situation is going to be secret. So if you don't take those means, not specifically, but like something like that for your own place, this is you potentially staying with somebody, but not wanting many people to know. And not wanting many people to know. Can I get one more for this Ten of Pentacles? Temperance in the reverse. There's going to be some form of impatience when it comes to your money. You may feel like you're throwing darts in the dark and it's not landing on anything. You're trying to make things work for yourself, but it's just not really happening. Judgment being here, this is a part of the plan. I like seeing the Four of Wands underneath this Judgment. So most of, I would probably say 2026, your living situation, your financial situation is going to be a little bit nebulous, up in the air. There's some impatience around it. So I don't see you immediately being debt free. Towards the end of the year, most likely you'll be able to get your own place. Most likely financial things will be able to clear up, because I see you being able to be happy and being able to celebrate a new chapter in your life. But I think for the time being, you may have to let that car go, and it may have to stay gone. You may have to live with somebody or find alternative housing methods. I don't see 2026 starting off with a bang, with a brand new start, but towards the end, this is where things start to recalibrate for you. So, not at the beginning, but I would say towards the end of 2026, you'll start to see those changes that you're seeking. Let's see. Something tell me on what I need to know. So again, the open-ended questions, because it's just Spirit, where do you want me to go with this question? It could be very short or it could be extended. I just flow with what Spirit tells me. So with those open-ended questions, I prefer to save those for like personal readings, just because I want to keep it brief so that way I can move through everybody. I don't want to stay too long on a question here. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. Hello, like so fine. Will I be okay? Here we go. We got Reese Ellis. I can't pronounce these names. Besides loving myself and healing for the past 5 years, will I be able to finally experience a healthy romantic relationship soon? So let's take a look and let's see. Let's take a look and see for Reese Ellis. She's been loving herself and healing for the past 5 years. Will she finally be able to experience a healthy romantic relationship soon? Moon and Three of Cups. Seven of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. High Priestess in the reverse. Six of Pentacles. I like this. I actually really like this for you, Reese, Ellis or Elise, however your last name is. It makes me want to say, well, the people that you will be meeting romantically, can they even keep up with you? Your energy is so spunky. I don't know how else to put it. It's so spunky. It's very like um me centered and not in a selfish way, but like you are a woman who really knows what she wants, and you feel healed. You feel healed, you feel really good. Don't get me wrong, you may have your moments, you may have your days, you may have your weeks. We all. But I think the overall consensus is you are in a really solid place. You really are, Elise. Reese Elise. Um, this is almost like you're gonna have the energy. Maybe you have it now, but we're just wanting to ask the question. But it's like, you know what? I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know when it's gonna come or who's gonna come, but I'm not gonna stop my life or slow down my life to wait for somebody. And I know it's not answering your question directly, but I think it almost reminds me of a person who decenters men, you know? So it doesn't mean you don't have romantic desire at the end of the day, but you're not making a man, or if you're in a woman, I don't know, but you're not making them the center of your world. Like you've decentered that. And I think because of this energy that you're in, and spirit's wanting you to stay in and really enjoy that energy, I think this is going to allow suitors to come in to engage with you. Now, as far as the one you end up in a relationship with, I'm not really getting that here. This feels like you enjoying you, and Four of Pentacles in the reverse. One more. The Hermit. Could be a Virgo. Why do I feel like something that didn't get off the ground comes back around? Someone or something that you've dealt with romantically may have not gotten off the ground. So it's like going out on a date with somebody, or maybe a couple dates, and then that's it. It just kind of fizzles out. Romantically next, and I don't think you're going to see that coming. I think you're going to be reuniting with somebody that it had potential, but it fizzled out. And I think there's more for you two to explore with each other romantically. So you definitely got love coming in, but it feels like a love you've already met, but never had a relationship with. Okay. Let's see here. How are you doing? Thank you, Jay Nelson. Will me and Mr. Smith actually be together? So Shy St. John, if you're still in, I'm getting on your question now. Let's see. For Shy St. Johnson, will her and Mr. Smith actually be together? Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Will her and Mr. Smith actually be together? Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Ten of Cups. Judgment in the reverse. Seven of Swords. Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Five of Swords. The word self-abandon comes to mind. Either it's asking you not to self-abandon to have this relationship, or you will refuse to self-abandon to make this relationship work. Meaning prioritizing this person and their wants and needs, and bending, on your not compromises, but bending on your desires, standards, your expectations of what you desire out of a partner, just to be able to meet them where they stand. It's like either you're not going to self abandon, or it's ask you to get to that end goal. Do not self abandon to try and make this work. Do not put yourself up sabotaging yourself and getting less than what you deserve to make something work. I love seeing the Ten of Cups because there's strong potential and there is mutuality when it comes to affection, emotion, and feeling. So I do think this is a man that does have genuine feeling for you. And likewise, but this is making the wrong judgment call based on what we're feeling and not the reality. This Knight of Pentacles coming up in the reverse. So I guess I would say, how would I put this? I think in theory, it makes sense, or it would be idyllic to be together. In practical reality, based on, I don't know if you guys have been through some past stuff already, but based on the present energy, it may be a bad judgment call, specifically that self-abandon thing, that portion I was talking about. Um, Looking at this, it almost makes me feel like, not to say Mr. Smith is a bad person, but almost to say there's somebody who can truly meet you where you stand. I don't ever want to see a single subscriber of mine settle for somebody just because they're holding on to a connection spiritually, romantically, sexually. I never want to see any one of you self abandon. And I can almost see in this, if you do decide to, there would be a part of self abandoning that you will end up dealing with. So I kind of want to say, don't. I don't know if you're a bad guy or not, but I want to say to you, don't settle. You know, no offense to you or Mr. Smith. Date of birth. Will I meet the love of my life in this coming year? I've been single for 6 years now. So I do not know how to pronounce your name, so bear with me. I think it's Vid Hit Couture 3607. So let's see. Will they meet the love of their life in the coming year? They've been single for 6 years now. Hey, Sean Flag, if you're still in here, happy holidays to you as well. Can you tell me if they will meet their love of their life? We have the star. Nice. Will they meet the love of their life in the coming year? 8 of Wands. 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. And the King of Swords. Yeah, and it feels like you will because you're whole within yourself. Wow. You're definitely whole within yourself. Let me show you what's on the bottom really quick. We got the Hermit, but also the Emperor and the Empress, both behind each other in the reverse. I think until you two meet each other, I think there's still growth, like a maturation process that's happening between you two of self-worth, self-esteem, and then for your person, understanding how to balance power and relationships and masculinity versus toxic masculinity. I think though, up until the point you meet them, and then even after, your energy is going to be really open. I don't get a feeling of lack or going out to date from a point of lack of, I need somebody, or I've been single for 6 years. Like, I get that you have been, but the way your energy is being shown and how it's being received, it feels like you're open book. You're ready to meet, you're ready to share, you're ready to be vulnerable, you're ready to engage, you're ready to have that affection. And this is going to be felt by whoever this King of Swords is. So it could be a Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. And I think this is going to be the year where you get your heart's desires met. So you two may meet as a king and queen. I think during the process leading up to you two meeting, you're developing your Empress energy. They're further developing their Emperor energy. And I think in the connection, you two really help each other evolve to your truest, highest spiritual selves, which is the Emperor and the Empress. So definitely this year for you, I see some love coming in. Psychic book tea therapy. I did not answer your question. I really did. I remember answering your question because I was on your question for a little bit too. I think next time I'm gonna have to do like some timestamps so that way if I answer your question and you miss it or you don't catch it on the live, that you can go back to the playback. But I know trying to scroll through 2 hours of footage to find your question is kind of tough. So I think I'll do that for next time. Let's see here. 2:14. I think I'm gonna go to 2:30 and then wrap up. So let's see, career wise. Back sooner. Career wise, my business proposal letter had been reviewed for feedback sooner. I'm not too sure I understand. Uh, Keto's fan club. All right, let's see. We got TVK underscore entertainment. Am I wasting my time in the relationship that I'm in? So let's see. For TVK underscore entertainment. Are they wasting their time with the relationship that they're in? And Duana Riviera. Duana Riviera answered your question. I remember answering your question too. Yeah, I got to do the timestamp so that way when this happens, 4 swords in the reverse, you guys are able to go back and check. So note it. All right, let's see. TVK underscore entertainment. Are they wasting their time with the relationship that they're in? The 6 of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. Five of Wands. I mean, you could go get a new person, but it's going to be the same. I don't want to say BS, but it's going to be either the same or new things and issues in that new connection. So it's either I stay and make it work with the connection I'm in now, or I can go and get somebody new and sure things may be great at the beginning, but that person is going to come with their own set of issues. So it's like, do I just stay and make this work, or do I leave this, bounce to a new connection and deal with new problems with a new person? I think you're going to have to decipher how valuable this person is to you and how much they truly mean to you. Has this person broken any boundaries or non-negotiables or things like that? Things that you really can't fix or go back to. If they haven't, and this is just, Five of Wands, issues, disagreements, petty squabbles, maybe other people intervening into the relationship. If you're dealing with stuff like that and your partner is on board with wanting to work with you to resolve issues and not work against you with resolving these issues, then I would say stay and work for it. Because I do think you two can really restart over. There's history here, there's experience, there's memories, things that aren't really replaceable, things that are, intangible that you two have had with one another. But it is, you two are kind of at one of those periods that all relationships go through that is just a freaking headache, whether it's on their end, your end, or both of y'all's ends. This is really saying if you leave, you will end up with somebody. Not saying this other person would be the person for the rest of your life, but it's like trying to escape a problem to then find yourself in a new problem with somebody else. So if this person is worth it to you, I would advise working it out, working through the issues. If it's not like a deal breaker or a non-negotiable, if it's that, then you got to do what you got to do. But if it's not to that extreme of issues and conflict and problems, work it out. Otherwise, you'll find yourself in a new relationship dealing with new problems. So that's what I would say on that. I don't think you're necessarily wasting your time. I just think you two are in a rough patch. And I think it may feel like a waste of time because there's no progress because of whatever the issue is at hand. Let's see here. Mariah, I've been subscribed to 3 years and they just made me resubscribe. I check and see if you're losing something. Really? What? I know in the algorithm, if you're not posting all the time or if you're not consistent, they don't show your content and stuff, but I didn't know that they were unsubscribing people, because it's definitely different on this channel now. But I blame it on being inconsistent. But I definitely gotta check and see. Thank you for letting me know, Healing Energy. Let me see. Vanilla Skin Diva, can I ask another question, please? So I still got some more new questions that I got to get through, but I always say if you do have additional questions, you can definitely book a personal reading. The link is pinned in the live chat. Shannon Lee, I believe I already got to your question. Yeah, I believe you already asked the question. I got to your question. Let me see. Let me just double check really quick, Shannon Lee. Okay, maybe I didn't. All right, well, let me answer your question here. What did you ask? Will you be moving? So for Shannon Lee, will Shannon Lee be moving? Please let me know. And actually, give me a second. Close my curtains. We got the Three of Cups. We got the Moon. High Priestess in the reverse. Last set of Three of Cups here. Eight of Cups in the reverse. You know that episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? I think it was the last episode when he was moving out of Uncle Phil's house. And before he moved out, he went back into the living room and looked around, and they had like a flashback of all these memories. And then once that was done, he had that one last look and then walked out. That's exactly what I just caught looking at this energy for you. But I don't think it's in the literal sense of you looking at the place you're currently in now, taking it in, and then moving somewhere else. This more so feels like before you move, you're going to have to review some things, whether this is making sure you got your documents in order, your credit in order, your finances in order. There's something here that you may try to bypass on or overlook, that your gut instinct is going to tell you, hey, just maybe make sure you double check that leasing agreement or that mortgage, or just double check to make sure that, hard credit inquiry isn't on your credit report at this moment. It's like you're going to have to go back and review something in your actual reality that you may really overlook. And once you can do that and make sure you fully got all your ducks in a row, then I see the move happening. So you will be moving, but there's kind of a pause and reflect. Let me go back and revise and review really quick because something may be off. And then once we get that adjusted or handled, then we can fully move forward with the move. Okay, so let's see here. So we have Dariana. I hope I'm not saying your name wrong. We got Matthew Lawrence. I'm here. Glad to have you, Matthew. All right, let's see. For Darna 25, hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. We got education. You may need to take a class or do research to find a better position, or you may find yourself writing a book or teaching others. We also have many choices. You have options, even if you don't see them right now. Get creative and look around. Pull a card for each option to see what's best and make it work. You have all the tools you need to succeed, but you have to put in the effort. You excel at working with your hands and fixing problems. Let me pull one tarot card on this. Tell me why is all this here when it comes to Darina, whether they should start working for themselves or for a boss. The Hangman. I would say this. I would love to say take the entrepreneurial route and do that. And if you feel caught in your spirit, don't let me or what I say deter you from that at all. But not everybody is meant to be an entrepreneur. not because they don't have the desire, but the self-discipline, the self-motivation, the consistency. Not everybody has that in equal yoke and in equal parts. And if I'm looking at this energy, you may do better under the traditional structure of employment versus going self-employed. Whether it's because of the industry you're in, it'd be better to work for a company and work under somebody, or knowing you, knowing how you operate, knowing your strengths and weaknesses. Are you going to be able to through and through when it comes to nobody's going to tell you what to do, nobody's going to motivate you, it's only you. Can you sustain that through and through, even when times are hard, the money's not coming in, or you're dealing with a deficit? This is telling me to stick the course, stick the route. If you want to evolve or grow further than where you are, so that way you're just not under your boss, you want to be the boss, but you're working for somebody, then get the education, take those additional classes, take those, get those certifications, whatever it is that you need to do to move up ahead. It's asking you to take that route more traditionally versus taking an entrepreneurial route. Okay. Hey, y'all, 35. Hope y'all doing good. All right. Let me see. We got 5 minutes left. So let me try to see if I got some super chats with some questions here. We got Healing Energy 33. What does my ex Shaq want from me? I cut him off, but he won't leave me alone. So let's see. For Healing Energy 33, what does her ex want from her? He cut her off. Or excuse me, she cut him off, but he won't leave her alone. So what does her ex Shaq want from her? She cut him off, but he won't leave her alone. We got the Sun. King of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles and Seven of the World in the reverse. It's very straightforward. He wants to be with you. He wants to be with you. He's not done, but clearly he's not done. Revelation. So in this time apart, while this person has been your ex, I think this person has had a strong revelation about you and where you stand in your position in their life. And I think even some self-accountability, even recognizing maybe a bit of self-sabotage that they may have caused in this connection between you two. How this person maybe made a bad investment or invested into this connection incorrectly. Fire sign. So either this is highlighting you being the fire sign, or they could have fire in their chart. And then intuition, the red flags you ignore now will come back later to bite. So this may have been what the case was between you two. Maybe you were getting those red flags when you guys were together. Maybe at times you ignored your intuition and still try to proceed forward with this person while they just sabotage the connection. So there can be a little bit of hesitancy on wanting even to entertain this person or engage with this person based on what you experience. But I think a part of them strongly has, I think they have looked in the mirror and been honest with themselves. Now I don't know how far they are on their healing journey. I don't know. But what I do know is that they have been able to take accountability for themselves of what they have done, or at least how they have shown up or should have shown up. The red flags that you were seeing that we may have overlooked or try to make exceptions for, or give grace on, it's like they know what they did. This wasn't somebody that did those things and didn't know what harm or what it was going to cause to you. They know. But this is also them knowing that they have to own that as well. And I think through them owning that, it's like, I want her. Like I want to show her that I've changed, or I want to show her that I'm different this time. So your ex wants you back. He wants you back. I would even say a little bit is that guilt, because this person knew what they were doing at the point in time was a red flag or was causing issues and harm, but still proceeded. And now knowing and taking that accountability, I do think there is a little bit of guilt. Let me see. Let me double check for the. Let me double check. Let me see if there's any more super chat. Oh Lord. Okay, that was the last super chat. Oh wait, is it? Nope, no. We got some more super chats. All right, let me get to these super chats, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna continue to do this. If y'all with it, I'm with it. I'm gonna continue to do these live readings. I'll pre-schedule them, and then I'll make sure to like timestamp them so that way, if you don't catch it in the live, you can come back and catch it. We got Kalia Liggins. Hopefully, I'm saying your name right. Should I continue to get to know Teddy? Should I continue to get to know Teddy for Kalia Liggins? Hopefully, I'm saying your name right. We got the 7 of Cups. Ace of Cups in there. Oh my God. I don't know. I gotta be more tech savvy. I wish, how some people when they live stream, they can show like, their computer screen and like other stuff. I gotta figure out how to do that because if I could show you the meme that just came to my mind, I don't know if you've seen that meme. It's with the black dude. He out on the brown, I don't know if it's Louis Vuitton outfit, brown outfit, and he was like, man, like just look to the side. That's exactly what I got off this because I don't know about this Teddy, Kalia. I'm not too sure on this Teddy. And I want to make sure I look at your best interests, right? So, 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. A couple of things come to my mind. Sorry for the pause there, but I just had multiple visuals. You know how some women will say, my man is jealous of me or he's intimidated of my success or, I got stuff going on for me and that makes him feel threatened. And that King of Swords is on the bottom of the deck in the reverse. I don't know how long you've been getting to know this person. Their energy reminds me of the type they may be verbally reactive. And it almost feels like they will take out their own personal frustrations that they're dealing with out on you and make you seem like you're the problem. And this may be stemming from the lack that they have in their life that you have, the stuff that you have in your life. Like they may be lacking when it comes to their self-esteem or finances, or maybe they're in a transitional phase in life and you may be more stable, or maybe you have a better self-love, or, you really have things going for yourself. And this is them like, I can see like microaggressions, passive aggression, or even just outright, anger that comes out of the blue. Where it's just like, where did this come from? Like, where did this come from? Also, too, I wouldn't be surprised, depending on how long you've known this person, if this is somebody who still has dealings at times with the past person. I don't know if this is like a child's mother, ex-wife, or maybe like an ex-girlfriend, because they don't really know what they want. Like they know what they want, but they don't know what they want. And it's like if there is somebody else that's involved or that they still have in their mind, it's like one moment they want it with you, and the next minute their mind goes to this other person. Or if there is nobody involved, it's like they don't know what they want, and then they can easily get triggered. Something about this person's personality is a little bit off. It's a little shifty. It's like you can't they're unpredictable. It's like they may run hot and cold. One minute they feeling you, they mixed emotions, mixed energy, mixed signals. So I would say no, no, I wouldn't. It's up to you, but If it's new, get out while you can get out. I don't know about that one, you know. Um, Let me see. Let me get to the other super chat. Hey, this is Wanda. Hey, still voluntarily single, doing the inner work for my next relationship. Am I going to meet this new guy soon? Michael, maybe. Thank you. All right, so let's see. For Wanda, she's been doing the inner work for her next relationship. So she's wanting to know if she's going to meet this new guy soon. We have the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Tell me for Wanda. Temperance. Tower in the reverse. Queen of Pentacles. And the Star in the reverse. And I'm just going to pull from this deck really quick. Let me know. Is she going to meet this new guy soon? Communicate. So, love spell on the bottom of the deck. So I don't see this being assumed. So I don't see this being somebody that comes in the rest of 2025. So I think the rest of this year, you're just kind of cruising, doing your own thing, finding healing and balance in your life. I'm hearing cleaning up the debris. So maybe you recently went through something that could have been a little bit devastating or difficult to deal with. And it's like trying to clean up the debris behind that and also recalibrate your equilibrium. So I see a lot of you focus here. So this would more than likely be in your 2026. But whoever this person is, it's like you two communicate before meeting. So this may be somebody that you meet online, somebody that you do meet in real life, but let's say they don't live near you. So the relationship has to start off first with communication, like phone, text, FaceTime, before things actually develop. So it's not like we meet and then we're able to easily access each other. There is kind of, even once you meet, like a space or a barrier that you two are going to deal with. But the relationship, the feelings, the emotions, all that good stuff is built off the communication first. So 2026 would definitely be the time frame for you. I don't see it being late 2026 though. So I would say for you at the latest, especially looking at this energy, by second quarter of 2026, you should have met this person. So this would be anywhere from January to April, May, June. I think June, yeah, June. So between winter and spring, you would be meeting this person. I really like the live readings. It would be great to have this again. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. All right, cool. Y'all on board? I'm on board too. Let me try to get to the last of the super chats. How will my business do in 2026? Okay, tell me for only an acre. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Only an acre. How will their business do in 2026? I love the little, I don't know if that's a bird. It looked like a little bird. It's so cute. Your profile picture. On the table, time to put your demands on the table and get serious about what you want. Ask for a raise, a promotion, or a step up. So that lets me know it's time for you to start increasing your prices. Maybe you're underselling your services, underselling your products, but this is saying you want your business to grow, start increasing them prices. Start actually charging what you're worth and what you deserve. Don't cut your prices or keep your prices low to hopefully attract, a large audience to your business. This is like the ones who are able to afford you are going to find you. The ones who seek your services, they're going to pay for it. So it almost reminds me a little bit of exclusivity when it comes to your business, up in the ante. Fast changes. You'll be leaving a job suddenly or getting one very quickly, or your work may change dramatically in a short time. Go with the flow. And then wish come true on the bottom. So yeah, I think once you start, like for 2026, this is like really increasing your prices. Really increasing your prices, and also elevating your business. So not running your business half-heartedly. Like whether it's the branding, the marketing, the items you have available, this is like elevating. It's asking you, if you're taking this into 2026, reevaluate your business and assess where you can elevate it, where you can increase your prices, but justifiably increase those prices, whether the business comes off more, I'm just using an example, but the business comes off more luxurious now in 2026. So now it's time for you to start charging prices that reflects the aesthetic or the heart of the business, whether this is you're increasing the quality of your products or your services. So now it's time to reflect those prices on what you've now increased. This is like providing intrinsic value to your business that you can then charge for. This is going to help grow your business pretty quickly. So I like this. I do like this. It's just bringing me back to truly charge what you're worth. You know, not necessarily the market rate or the going rate, but the value you bring, and selling what your business offers based off that intrinsic value versus the discount versus I'm the most affordable. Um, let's see. I'm doing. Let me see if we got another super chat. Is that it? Oh, thank you, Tamar Russell. Hopefully, I'm saying your name right. Okay. All right. So we got through all the super chats. So I'm gonna leave it here because I plan to do for 2 hours, but we're almost going on 3. I definitely want to do another one. So I'm gonna pre-schedule another live, whether it's tomorrow or the next day. So hopefully you guys come back on. Definitely drop some questions when I go live again and answering the free questions. Super chats, they do get priority just because they pay for them. But I'm gonna try and get through as many questions as possible. So I love y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoy kicking it with me these past couple of hours. Y'all take care and bye.